1045 The Team and 1045theteam.com. Tom Kozlowski, Dan America here with you, and some really exciting stuff this upcoming weekend. For the first time ever, pro wrestling is coming to Joe Bruno Stadium. Show gets underway at 7 o'clock on Saturday. Autographs and meet and greets start at 3:30, and don't forget, tickets are available northeastwrestling.com, or just show up in person at the Joe Bruno box office. You can get tickets, a packed show, wrestlers across the board, and some of the wrestlers include this guy, Rey Mysterio, joining us here on the phone lines on 1045 The Team. And Ray, let's get into it, man. Before you head out to upstate New York, what are you doing the next few days to get ready for the big event this Saturday?
Man, I to be honest, I'm getting pumped just by watching this Mayweather-McGregor press conference. That's pumping me up to get ready to come out there and beat some booty, man. I'm ready to beat some Vinny Marseglia booty, man. I'm after him.
Are you going to be purchasing a Conor McGregor-type tuxedo or suit at any time soon?
Oh, I got to. I got to rock one of those.
Are you a Mayweather-McGregor fan? Like, who are you going to be rooting for in the fight come next month?
Man, you know what? I'm a big McGregor fan, and I've followed Floyd's career as well. But I truly believe that age might take a big part in this fight, man. You know, Conor's very cocky, very confident, and young. He's just a killer, and I have no doubt in my mind that Mayweather was that type of killer at some point in his career. But right now, you know, I really think that age is going to be a big factor in this fight.
Okay, all right. I'm already getting psyched. I can feel the excitement in Rey Mysterio's voice. He joins us here on 1045 The Team. Tom Kozlowski, Dan America. And Dan, you know this, and it's kind of cool for me to confess this. Ray, you are my favorite wrestler of all time. I just got to let you know
That's
this.
What's up? Yeah.
My eighth birthday, I got for a gift. My dad bought me 1997 Halloween Havoc, and you're my guy. Wow. And the match, and I already know you know where I'm going with this. You wrestle Eddie Guerrero in that match. Take me through that match, a little childhood throwback here to that match for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'll tell you what, man, the history behind that match before I went out to the ring was title versus mask. And for some reason at the time, WCW, Eric Bischoff, wanted me to lose my mask. And I was just against it. I just felt that there was a whole lot of marketing behind the persona of Rey Mysterio that they hadn't explored yet. So, to make a long story short, that night, right before I would walk out to the ring, throughout the whole week, my head was, this is it. I'm losing my mask tonight. And that was the plan for me, to lose the mask. A couple minutes before the match, the finishes were flipped, and they said, Ray, okay, you're winning the title. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So mentally, I was destroyed. But for some reason, those obstacles that are presented to you during your moments of success make you even better of what you actually think you were. You know, and Eddie, being out there with Eddie was just best of the best. The only thing he told me before I went out there, he goes, just listen to me, okay? Listen to me. And that's what I did, man. I listened. Everything came out just the way it needed to be. And we pulled out a 10-star match, you know, going back and visualizing what we did that night. You know, that backflip DDT wasn't even planned.
What?
And it happened somehow.
Oh, man, I can't believe that, man. I mean,
for real.
It adds even more legend to that. And by the way, I'm glad you won that match. I did not want to be crying on my birthday watching my dude Rey Mysterio lose the title, man. That couldn't have happened. Would you consider that your favorite match of your career, or at least the best match of your career?
I most definitely, that was one of my matches that definitely put me on the map. You know, because every time I get asked, Ray, what's your favorite match, or just fans decide to say what their favorite match was of my career, they point out Halloween Havoc 1997.
Rey Mysterio.
I tell you, it would have been a pain in the ass if I would have lost the mask, because that suit that I was wearing, it was the mask came with the whole with the vest.
That's right.
So, yes, it was the Phantom.
You would have had to take a lot of clothes off for that mask to come off. You had to go one by one. It would have been.
doubt.
It was not going to be a children's show anytime soon if that happened. Rey Mysterio joining us right now on the phone line. It's a big thrill for us here. Tom Kozlowski, Dan America for 104.5 The Team. And the Cruiserweight division, I don't know how much you're watching the WWE product right now, but they're trying to do 205 Live and focus on something that you, Eddie, Dean Malenko, Juventud Guerrera, and others made so popular during the Monday Night Wars. Have you watched the Cruiserweight division at all? And if anything, how would you try to tell the WWE to improve the Cruiserweight in that product?
You know what? I've actually been watching the product off and on. And I think the product is really good. You know, that Cruiser division is definitely exciting to watch, but it has its ups and downs. Like, I would really tune in to watch a Cruiserweight division when you knew you were going to get something different or spectacular week after week. But it seems like sometimes they have them lower their pace for some reason, or they don't get as exciting as you would think they would be. You know, cruiserweight match is just nonstop. When the bell rings, you know, you're going. You're always coming up, being innovative with your style, creative, and that's what the fans love to watch. Sometimes I feel like that those matches don't have that excitement. You know, and again, I don't know if it's because they tell them not to do as much, or to tone their style a bit down.
Right.
But you know, at this day and age, the evolution of wrestling is crazy. It's hard for me to catch up to some of the guys that are out there right now.
I want to bring it back to 1989, and I want to ask you, are you aware of the rich wrestling history of the capital region, which is Albany, Troy?
No, I am not, and I deeply apologize for not knowing.
It's no problem. Actually, I apologize because I was kind of setting you up there, because you're going to be wrestling in the same city in which the infamous Ric Flair, Terry Funk Last Man Standing match happened.
Wow. Now, those two guys, my hats go off to them, man. Legends, goats of the sport, you know, and I feel honored now that I know that there was a feud there.
Oh, yeah.
That was terminated. That was their last standing match, you said, right?
Yep, that was it was either Last Man Standing or I Quit. Now,
okay.
I know this because it's relevant because Mick Foley is going to be at this event coming up on Saturday. And I remember Mick Foley saying that as a fan, that was one of the greatest matches he's ever seen. So my question for you is, as a fan, what is the greatest match you've ever seen?
I would have to take it back to WrestleMania 3, and that's Macho Man Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh, yeah, that was a great matchup.
And you know, to me, that was like, wow. It was just awesome to see those type of moves back in that day that you wouldn't really get to see big guys fly around like that. And the way they moved, the pace was just so upbeat. That's just on I would have to say the American side of wrestling. But I was always a big fanatic of watching Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Dynamite Kid.
Oh, yeah, the Dynamite Kid's awesome.
Yes, and they had some of the most incredible matches that still up to this day, I truly believe that they were way ahead of their time, man. The stuff they were doing was just unbelievable. And I learned a lot from watching those tapes, man, from watching them go at it. You know, even stole a couple moves here and there and just kind of created them, or I should say, polished them so they can be Rey Mysterio moves. But they were a big influence in my career.
Now, Speaking of flying around the ring, your moves and your career, one thing I want to know is, where did you come up with the 619? Because when I first saw that, I was like, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? Well, he just did that. Ow! That's awesome. And then, you throw like the combination like it's a chain move set. But so where did you come up with the 619?
Believe it or not, that move was also done by Tiger Mask.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a fake. The heel would take a bump to the floor, and Satoru Sayama would run like he was going to do a dive and just do the motion of the 619 without anybody being along the ropes. The person that adapted that move was one of my idols growing up here in Southern California, Super Astro. Short guy, maybe about 5'3", stocky, about maybe 190, 195, and he would do that move as well. So I kind of stole that move from those two guys, and when the time was right, and I was getting ready to enter WWE, I was doing this move back in WCW as well. But for some reason, naming your moves was a big factor in WWE, having a name behind your specialty moves. So the idea came to mind, man. Why don't I put the guy draped over the ropes, have that set up, have the people react to that, and then eventually hit him with this move. At the time, Austin had his 316, so I was like, numbers, 316, and right around the same time, Ludacris had come out with that song Area Codes, and I took a little bit from each thing, and I threw in the 619 there. And I was kind of pissed that Ludacris never mentioned the 619, so I said, well, here you go.
Oh man,
yeah. So that's how it all came about.
Very cool.
That's cool. All right, now I'm going to ask you my silly question. Now I've asked two guys before, and now I have to ask you to get your take on this. And that is, what does wrestling smell like?
Wrestling smells like sweat, blood, and a lot of ass.
Oh man!
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, man.
No.
But it's for some reason, I would imagine my peers and everybody that's been a part of this business, we thrive off of that. It's just like, want to go in there and do it more. People that have the passion for it.
Jason Jordan of American Alpha, he gave a similar answer, but he added in cocoa butter, BO, and deodorant. However, Neville said that wrestling smells like steak. And now I'm starting to think more and more that Neville is right, because you said it smelled like blood, sweat, and ass. That's kind of how steak smells like,
That's a terrible steak that you've been eating, man, if that's the case.
Well, where do you think the steak meat comes from? It comes from, the best meats in the rump. Well, I'm going to stop talking.
Ray, you don't have to answer that.
I would have to throw for those Hispanics or just anyone that likes their steak spicy or likes to put a little hot sauce on there. I would have to add to those three smells that I incorporated, maybe hot stuff. Hot stuff is that oil that you put that makes your body red and kind of itchy. So I think that's the topping, the ingredient to give that steak a nice flavor, man. A lot of the boys use hot stuff as well, so I would have to throw that in there as well.
He is the absolute man. Rey Mysterio joining us here on the phone lines. We could talk to Ray for the next hour to 2 hours, especially me and Dan. Me being a huge Rey Mysterio fan, getting a little goosebumps here. Not trying to fanboy out a bit, but Ray, we'll get you out of here on this. The big show's this Saturday, Joe Bruno Stadium, 3:30. The meet and greet start. The autograph 7 o'clock. The show gets underway. Tell the fans here in the Capital Region in Albany why they have to go out to Joe Bruno Stadium this weekend to catch out the event, Northeast Wrestling.
Oh, you got to step out there, because you know what? It's very few times that wrestlers do wrestle under the stars. So you're going to get a chance to meet Rey Mysterio. Come on, man. You want to get a picture? You want to get an autograph? You want to get a T-shirt? Let me know what you want. I'll make it happen. 3:30 p.m., like you said, meet and greet starts. Not only myself, but Cody Rhodes, Mick Foley, swag Ryback, King Ricochet is going to be there. We're all going to have a good time, man. We want you guys to have a good time. That's why you got to come out. It's a family event. We are going to be wrestling under the stars. Northeast Wrestling presents the best event of the year. Come check it out.
We appreciate your time, Rey Mysterio. Best of luck this weekend, man. Hopefully we'll catch up again soon. Thanks for taking the time with us.
Hopefully, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Much love.